Tristan with Nerdouts Newsstand, and like with every new comic book day, mostly, I am going to do a review and talk about what came out this week. And today we have Batman Reptilian. Now, this is a Black Label book, so warning, warning. I'm sure you guys aren't worried, but it is a lot darker version of Batman. And that's not saying that's a bad thing. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I am going to say one major criticism right off the bat. I felt like this was being written for the trade. And I know that sounds silly because they always get collected into trades, right? Well, this felt very awkwardly paced, I guess is the best way to put it. I liked it. I was mildly disappointed, but I am going to continue with it and give just Liam Sharp's art alone in this makes it worth the buy, but it does feel like it is being written for the larger picture. Now, with that being said, let's get right into it. If you're new to the channel, of course, make sure you hit subscribe. I post content every single day, and make sure you guys hit like. Let me know what you're picking up this week. I was contemplating, I went back and forth whether I should review this or I should review Infinite Frontier #1 first. Now, of course, I'm going to do them both, but I wasn't sure which one to start with. I think maybe I made the wrong decision, but that's just my feeling. I was really looking forward to this book. It's Garth Ennis, right? So I think my expectation kind of exceeded it, and that's not necessarily saying it's bad. I just think I was overly excited for something. Maybe I should have been like, maybe it could be bad. Though I haven't really read anything by Garth Ennis that was necessarily bad, but I'm just saying. So we start out and we kind of have this, it's not really related to the story. And what I mean by that is we're going through this whole like press conference of a basketball or a football player, it doesn't really specify which, that went through and sexually assaulted 2 women and beat them up, and they got acquitted, right? Because that happens honestly way entirely too much, but they got acquitted. And the kind of conniving lawyer is, saving face, right? And I think this whole little section here is to set up how Batman is in this novel, right? It's to set up that he's not only willing to call people out in public, he's going to go up to their face and call them out in front of the world, right? So we do see Batman show up here. And obviously this guy's not really scared, but I like the way that he goes about it. The way that he kind of, goes about really driving home the fact that, he is a coward. And he talks about these 2 women. Their name was Melissa Danvers and Reese Holt. They were prostitutes, basically, I believe, that he raped and beat the hell out of. And he goes up to him and he says, you don't even remember those names, do you? You don't remember who they are. You're a coward, a liar, a rapist, a brute, but most of all, you're a coward. And this guy's just like, okay, enough, da-da-da-da-da. And he says it in not broad daylight, but in this, in Gotham daylight, because Gotham just doesn't ever have sunny skies. And he's calling it right to his face. He's saying every single time you look in the mirror, all you see is a coward. These people are, he's a world champion. He's a boxer. I'm sorry. These people are, fucked up for the rest of their life. And they absolutely are. And every time you look in the mirror, you're a coward. Every time you make love to your wife, you raped 2 women. Every time you go to bed, you're a coward. And they, just beautiful art. Just Liam Sharp's art is so fantastic. I absolutely love it. So they go through this whole press conference and he hits him and he takes him down and he just says, well, self-defense. I love that. kind of egging him on to the point where he's like, yeah, I gotta take him down, but self-defense. I love it. So that's our brief opening here, right? So now we're going to find out what's going on. We're going to get to see Alfred, and they're going to talk about what happened to kind of provoke this whole storyline. So basically, it was a massacre. There was a mutilation. They called 911. There was people that were gutted in an absolutely twisted way. So in Batman fashion, I love the little twirls at the end. It almost kind of reminds me of like how Tim Sale would put his cape very far behind him and very like mysterious looking. And I really like that Liam Sharp does that. But he goes along and he takes off. He's going to go find out what's going on. But first he heads to the bar because he doesn't know he knows where it's at, but he doesn't know anything behind the story, right? So I almost feel bad for this bartender. Like, I don't know the way he looks. So he asks him, he's looking for Konstantin Volkov. I said that right the first time. I'm amazed. And he's asking people in the bar. And this guy just won't shut up in the background. He just won't shut up. So he throws the batarang and it hits him right between the legs, like so close. He says, call him. Tell him to meet me on the roof in an hour. He's not even taking no for an answer. He knows they know him. And he goes, I love this part right here. And you can consider me, let me see if it'll let me zoom in. And you can consider me a regular. And the guy in the background's just like, God damn it. I don't know. I thought that was a really good extra little thing there. So he meets him on the rooftop. Now he's a Russian mobster that came over to Gotham. His name is Konstantin Kolov. Sure. That was pretty close. So he's saying, you're scared, right? He's scared. He says, when I read, I've said this before, when I read in guided view, so it kind of goes through, in a different manner. So the whole time I'm looking at this, I'm looking like I'm afraid this guy is going to fall off the edge. Like it gives you that anxious feeling, his feet, everything. I think that's a lot of really showing how good Liam Sharp's art is. So, he's like, please, what have I done? He says, he wants to talk to him because he was working in organized crime. He was from Russia. And, he talks about, that thing with Pangolin and Riddler. And he doesn't know what's going on. He says, wait a second, Scarecrow. And then he's getting confused because he's so freaking nervous in this situation. Almost fall off, and Batman says, I don't kill. And there's this kind of running narrative a couple times here that he doesn't kill. It's going to be important. He's going to make his life worse, but he doesn't kill, right? So, he said, we headed over to Penguins, and when we got there, it was different. So every month, the Rogues Gallery has a meeting on how to kill Batman. And Batman used to actually keep track of it. Except for he realized that they can never get along. So he doesn't have to even worry about it, right? But when they got there, they started getting this uneasy feeling almost. Like, not necessarily uneasy, but annoyance. I guess that's a better word. Somebody touches you and you want to fucking hit them, right? And that's exactly what the air felt like. And it wasn't just him. It was everybody in the room. It was, the villains. It was their lackeys. It was everyone. And that's exactly what happened. They started beating each other up. They started fighting. They started going at each other. And then as soon as they were mad and they, were going to kill each other, that's as quick as it went away. And just like that, the feeling went away. They don't know what it was. Obviously, that's going to be a big part of the story. But it caused this crime scene. It caused people to be mutilated and gutted and, everything. So he went through and he says to Konstantin God, what the kind of name do you pick, Garth? And it's like, really? He says, you got to sign up. And he's like, sign up? He's like, well, not with Scarecrow, obviously, because that's who he worked for before. But I hear, Joker and other people are looking for talent. He's like, why would I do that? He's like, because you said he started the trouble. Well, you better go sign up again. Shouldn't you? And he's like, what? What? He's like, well, he's going to use him as an inside agent. He says, I'm fair. Far worse and multicolored ramble. I will not let you die. But you have to basically work for him. He's going to make his life a living hell. He says, I came, I came from Russia to get away from guys like you. He says, you mean, mean people showing up and law enforcement, former KGB. So he's going to work for him, right? And, oh my God, maybe it'll work. He goes home and he's just, I love this. He's like, okay, just in case he was thinking of not working for Batman, he takes his pills, he lays down, he goes to bed. And, he's like, remember, Constantine, I'm just going to say it like that. That's the easiest way. The Batman never kills. And he's like, fuck! He's at his house. So he has to, no matter what, work for Batman. So he's got an inside agent now. But I love the way he kind of uses his intimidation tactic to get him and make him know, you don't have a choice here. I could turn you over to the GCPD, or I could just make you work for me. So that's where it ends. And that's what I mean in a way by writing for the trade, is it just didn't feel like there was a bunch here. We got an introduction, we got a crime scene, and then we got some dialogue. It just didn't feel very full. And I'm not saying that it should be super full, because a lot of the story is told by Liam Sharp's art, right? A lot of it is told in that sense that the beauty of it all. But it just felt, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not disappointed. Okay, maybe a little bit. But I enjoyed it for what it was. I enjoyed it for the art, and it's definitely a recommend. But I think this might be one where you pick it up with the trade, right? I don't know. I have to wait and see. But I love it. I love Garth Ennis. I love Liam Sharp. This is a dream team. I think it's going to continue to be good. I just think it's a slow-paced book, right? So, anyways, let me know, of course, what you guys think, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.